Going
Click
live.
it, man. Click it. Click it. I'm clicking it too, so we're all clicked up. Yeah,
Yeah,
look at that. We're live. I'm
we're
telling you.
live.
Telling you what, we're live on both sides. Look at that. That's crazy, man. That's
Gosh darn
crazy.
it.
I'm live
I'll
right
tell
here. You're live right
man,
here.
man,
Man, it's crazy, bro.
tell you what.
Tell you it.
Tell you what, man. Wow, look at this. I don't even know why. But
Mm,
man, our followers have grown on Facebook. It's a
man, I'm surprised. Not
it's,
really, because we're
why?
awesome.
Right. I was about to wait, what? Yeah, we're doing good things over here at the Ketchup Podcast. Um, and I'm glad that we're getting an expanded following, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you're new, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
If you're a longtime listener, first time caller, thank you for joining us as well. Um, yeah, we're gonna go on a Thanksgiving tangent, man. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
just tuning in, and you're like, "Wow, they're just gonna talk about what they're thankful for." Nah, man, we got a bigger show planned for you than that. It's our Thanksgiving
Yeah.
special. Man, we got all kinds of things we want to talk about. So, want to know how
And if
everybody?
you're listening out on the audio
Oh, I haven't
version,
started recording yet. Don't worry.
oh, okay. Well, then we're good then.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
good
Yeah,
then.
all right.
All right. All
We're
right.
gonna have a silly, goofy goose time, man. It's Blackout Wednesday, in case you didn't know.
Goose,
Uh,
not turkey.
silly turkey time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Gobble gobble.
gobble gobble. It's it's like Dennis's catchphrase. It is Blackout Wednesday, in case you didn't know. So if you don't want to risk your safety and your health by going out, stay in with us and jump in on the catch up. That zoom in was way too perfectly timed. Oh man, yeah, we're gonna have a silly goofy goose time, goofy
Uh-huh.
time,
Goofy
or
goober time.
turducken time, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so we're gonna have fun with this. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. First things first. Let us know what you're thankful for
Yeah. Yeah,
in the
exactly.
comments. It's really kind of the biggest thing of this particular episode. We want to know what's going on with you. And yeah, what has you singing praises of thanks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go ahead. Well, I mean, what do you want to start off with, Denison?
Oh man, I think we can just kind of talk go ahead and start off with some cool things that we got ready, got planned for, say, uh later on this week or whatever like that. We can talk about our Thanksgiving plans, man.
Yeah, Thanksgiving
I think
plans.
that'd be
So
good.
if you caught the show, the last two episodes, you will notice that we were, in fact, in person. We are, in fact, no longer in person anymore.
Sadly.
Sad times. But one thing I am thankful for is that we got all of that time in person. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly.
Um, and I think we put out two very good episodes. So if you haven't checked them out, go back and check them out. I'm not
Yep.
sure why the last one was a little pixelated, but
Yeah, we did have some issues there. I think it
little
we
Wi-Fi
we
issue.
yeah, just a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue, strangely enough. I don't know why, but
Yeah. But
especially because we did it in the same room last time,
time
the
before,
week before or
didn't have a problem.
whatever,
Didn't have a
and
problem.
nope.
Yep.
So I don't
But
know. Strange.
yeah, this one I will say, well, for both of them, you still hear everything just fine. So check it out.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, they're good episodes. But
Yep.
stay with us on this one first. Jump in the comments. Man, let's go ahead and start recording here.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Of course, bro. Of
Of
course.
course.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. This year. Okay, let's start from the top. What's going on, Darian? Good to see you, man. We're doing a
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving special.
Yep.
We're doing a Thanksgiving special episode. We want to know what you guys are thankful for. Let us know in the comments of the live stream what
Mm-hmm.
is, what's got you thankful this year? What has you
Exactly. Yeah, and if you're on YouTube, go ahead and put it in the chat. I know technically, I guess you could say it's in the comments too, but it's the chat according
old
to
chat?
YouTube logic. So,
Yep. The old chatteroo, man. So
exactly.
let's go. Three, two, one. It is time for our annual Thanksgiving episode, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's been too long. It's like a whole year, I feel like.
It has been. It's crazy.
I know. It's wild. But there is so much to be thankful for in that time. We've had a lot of really great things happen. And that's kind of something we want to talk about. I know for
Yeah.
me, I want to talk about not just what we're thankful for, but also how to find those things amidst times of trouble, right?
Yeah.
Times of struggle. Um,
Exactly.
and yeah, I know. What? How were you wanting to approach it, Dennison? Can't say your name, bro. Can't say your name.
Apparently, I mean, my name
I
is
just
pretty
call
hard
you
to
bro
say.
all the time. That's how I get by,
Exactly,
actually.
exactly. No, I mean, I think that's a great way to start. You know, just kind of talking about what we're thankful for, but more along the lines of just um, how to stay thankful in every opportunity or even every time, because let's face it, right? Life's hard, right? I think great quote from Boy Meets World: "Life's tough. Get a helmet."
It's true though.
um and so I kind of feel like it's very much, you want to try and do that, so you have to kind of figure out ways to kind of stay in that flow and stuff like that, because in stay in that positive mindset, that positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
So I think us talking about that was going to be great, man.
Yeah. I want to say that we are live streaming a day earlier than normal because if we
Mm,
went on our normal schedule, we would be on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving.
exactly. Exactly.
But for those who are listening on the audio platform, we live stream every Thursday night on Facebook and on YouTube. You can jump in the conversation with us. We have it every week, real time, whatever we're talking about. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and what has you talking. So be sure to do that and jump in on the comments with us or the chat. But yeah, man, I think this is going to be a good one. And I think that we should go ahead and just slap right into it.
Oh yeah, I think so, for sure.
Heck yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and let's keep this thing moving, man. We've kept these people waiting for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. All right. Here we
Yeah.
go. Three, two, one. What's going on, everybody? I'm John,
And I'm Dennison.
and this is the catch up. So you guys have seen the behind the scenes. If you have, or if you're like relatively new to the live stream, the initial idea was for the behind the scene, the men behind the curtain
Mm-hmm.
to be revealed for how we do the podcast. What's become is so much more, so much better. We have a two-way conversation with you about whatever we're talking about. So again, if you're on the stream, jump in the comments, jump in the conversation with us. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a real good time.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. uh, you know what's weird? When
Hmm.
I look on the live stream,
Yeah.
you're okay. So when I'm looking at my computer, you're on my right.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at you,
Mm-hmm.
I look away.
Oh
I
yeah,
look,
no, it's the same.
yeah,
Same.
yeah, yeah.
Same
Wait,
for
look
me.
at me. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So I wish there was a way I could flip this so I could like look. I'm just like, right, Dennison? Yeah.
I mean, you could minimize the window a little bit and then make it to where nope, 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 nope. There.
What happened? What's going
Okay,
on?
so that's a better ish a little bit.
Okay.
But
Flip it.
I just minimized it, and moved it to where it'd be closer to my eye line,
Gotcha. Boom. Check it out.
my
What's
line
up,
of
bro?
sight. Hey, what's going on, bro?
I mirrored the camera. We're good now.
Hey, there you go. That works.
This is weird. That's my right. That's my left hand. Okay. Anyway, um, hey, we can make this work. Although my nose looks out of shape, I don't like it.
Out of shape, man. You've been working your nose out, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I need to hit. I skipped nose day, bro.
Yeah, you gotta hit the gym, bro.
I don't go in on Saturday, bro. I skip nose day. It's my bad.
Oh,
It's the lighting, actually. If I move over here, my nose looks normal. If I look,
man.
it looks like I got punched in the side of it. All right. Okay, here we go. Three, two, one. Before we jump into our discussion, we want to touch on the three best ways to support the podcast. Number one, we already discussed it. Facebook, YouTube, jump on the live stream with us. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what has you talking. We want to have a two-way discussion with
Hmm.
you. It's the best part about this podcast. The catch up is not just us catching up with each other, it's us catching up with you. So jump in the comments. Let's do it. Okay.
Hmm.
Number two, we want to hear your ratings, your reviews. We want to know what you think of the show, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. YouTube, you have a like button, you have a subscribe button. Facebook, you can follow, you can hit the like button, you can even leave a review on our Facebook page. And all of the podcast streaming platforms have a rating system. Each one of those helps us grow, helps us get out in front of more people, and helps us expand to new audiences. So please jump in the comments and give us a rating and review after the episode. And number three, if you want to support us financially, hit the link wherever you're listening. It'll take you right to our shop where you can financially support the podcast and get your own things out of it. We have hoodies, beanies, hats, long sleeves. Almost said pullovers. We don't have pullovers. Sorry. If you wanted a
We
pullover,
don't.
let me know in the comments. Um, we have a whole bunch of clothes.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. And they're all clean, man.
They are, man. They are. Every single one of them are clean, man.
They're all clean, man. So go ahead, check that out if you want to support us financially. It will help us because we do pay. Money does come out of our pockets to put this podcast together. So
Hmm.
go ahead and do that. It'll really help us out. Okay, with that said, man, I think it's time that we jump in and start discussing what we're thankful for, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Yeah.
So you want to kick it off?
Of course. Of
All right.
course,
All
man.
right.
No, I think one of the biggest things I want to be thankful for is my family, I feel like this year has been it's been a lot, it's been a lot of uh just bumps along the road, and um and my family has just been kind of there throughout that whole process, and I just really want to say, like, I'm super thankful for my family. I'm super thankful for each and every one of them. They're amazing, and um I feel like I don't get to say it enough, but I love my family, and I care about them a ton, and I am insanely thankful for um you know being born in the family that I've been born into. Um
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's always number one on my list.
I'd like to echo that actually,
Mm.
real quick. I mean, yeah, it is a pivotal thing. And I think, I think we've been fortunate in our situations to always be thankful for our family,
Hmm.
Um, but in a weird way, I feel like when you get older, you really get perspective on it that kind of grows that appreciation. Um, and it's just a fact of life. I mean, it really is just something that you have to grow to fully appreciate.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, so certainly, my family, I feel the same way. My parents are amazing. They always have my back. They're always there for me when I need it. Um, and my brother is one of my best friends, and always has my back when it really comes down to it as well. So I realize, I mean, we both do, obviously. Not everyone has that um, in their life, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very appreciative of that for sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's you know, feel like your family's always, at least I should say, um, in good settings, right? Your family is always can always be that one thing that you fall back on, and
absolutely.
they're always going to be there for support and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, but outside of outside of thankful or outside of family, I think I think the other thing that I'm thankful for is uh, really just um, it's weird, right? I'll say like I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I've been able to have this year, right? I've had the opportunity to purchase a new car. I've had the opportunity to um, really just take on more things at work. They have been more stressful, but I think that the coworkers that I have around me have kind of made it have made it bearable and have really helped me out, um, as well as just kind of being thankful for the um, uh, I'm also just super thankful for my girlfriend. I mean, she's also really been there for me throughout this whole really whole process, and any changes that have happened. She's I mean, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, right?
hmm,
But yeah, she's been there through every single one of them, and I am I can't thank her enough for just being there for me, and always with a smile. No matter what's going on, she's always there. She knows exactly what to say to make me feel better. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to put everything into words, but I truly love her, and I'm insanely thankful for her for
that's
being
awesome.
in my life. So
Absolutely. No,
yeah.
she's great. I had an absolutely fantastic time spending 9 days with y'all. You know, so
hmm
no, I definitely understand why you say that for sure. Um, those are some great things, man.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they really are. I don't know. I actually thought I didn't know if we were gonna do this Thanksgiving episode this year, but over the course of the year, I had thought about things that I was thankful for, and I just really did not know where to begin, man.
hmm
Um, because there was just so much, you know. Um, I am incredibly thankful for the people who supported our band releasing our now self-titled album. It was I think I talked about this on here before, but we had to change the name from No Signal to Steal the Sun because we had an infringement claim against us. It made sense because the name recognition with the album title. Um, and so, of course, like that was the best course of action. Um, so that worked out though, and that worked out really well because we put together a music video and it's for the title track of the album. So we're a band called Steal the Sun with a song called Steal the Sun, kind of like the band Bad Company, actually. And right now, this album, or I'm sorry, this music video has 520 views, man. And for
Wow.
our size, yeah, and for our size, especially on leading up to a holiday week, man, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Very happy with that. And so it's felt like one blessing after another. We've gotten great response on the album. We've gotten great opportunities to perform. It's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. And really just more than I could have expected starting off the bat. And so now it's like, well, how we keep that moving forward? What do we do next? That kind of a thing. But um not just that, but the people who helped me get across the finish line in the first place. It's like a big thing. I took almost all of the workload, you know,
Mhm.
and people were there to support and give guidance, help out, help make it a reality. And so I'm very thankful for that. You know, it's even if I never made another song, which obviously is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Uh, but even if I never made another song, I would still, I think, you know, just be happy and be at peace with what I accomplished, you know,
Mhm.
with that. And then, of course, what my band alongside me accomplished. And that's the other thing I would say is my band mates, my bandmates are amazing. They're great people. They're some of my best friends. And being able to find that in a musical setting is not easy. It's good. I mean, it's really no different than life, I suppose. But you know, um, that's been great. My job is this is the first job I've ever been in where it keeps getting better. You know,
Mhm.
uh, I've never had that, and it does. It keeps getting better. I got my review. I forgot to tell you this off camera.
Mm.
I got my review, and they actually they ranked me everything that I ranked myself, and they actually raised my ranking on one thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was yeah, exemplifying the culture, culture ambassador basically. I gave myself a 3, which was satisfactory, and they're like, "No, you do a great job doing that." And I kind of laughed because I thought about it, and I was like, well, I do write all of the communication for this organization, so yeah, I guess I would have to be a good culture ambassador,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know. But no, they gave me a form on that. So anyway, I got a good review, which I think other good things are going to follow that. And our new leadership in my department is exceptional. They're awesome. Uh, they are the best people I've ever worked for. um, and and yes, yeah, I'm very excited. Um, so it's just a lot. I mean, there's really a lot, but also, you know, like we said, family, but friends as well, you
Yeah.
know. Obviously you are at the forefront of that without a doubt. I'm thankful for you, man. I'm thankful for our friendship and our brotherhood and all the things I've told you off camera. We've discussed off camera as well. But you know, really just being able to do this podcast too. I think that would be the thing I would wrap it up with. And we mentioned that
Mhm.
I know every year, but being able to do this, it's awesome that we get to do it. We
Yep.
have a growing audience, but we connect with people both through them being entertained by us, but also we get to have a conversation with them. But the other part of it is I get to keep in touch with you despite our very busy lives every
Yeah.
week, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm thankful for that. And I would never change it, honestly. I really never would. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Those are just, those are a few of the things, you know? Um, and I wanted to kind of branch off of that with uh I'm thankful for really a recent reminding realization, I would say. Um remembering, which is kind of redundant. But just life isn't that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life doesn't have to be that serious. And I think that we all are guilty of making mountains out of molehills, basically. You know,
Mhm.
um, and I get it. Like I understand why that happens. Don't get me wrong, but when you really break through the fact that life is what you make of it, and it doesn't have to be drama or seriousness or tension or stress all the time. In
Mhm.
fact, really, even the stressful moments, even the dramatic moments, could be. I don't want to say fun, but you can make them not a big deal, right? Depending on what they are, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
Um, that's such an important thing, you know. I
Mhm.
think we go through phases where we remember that and we don't. But
Yeah.
That would really be the big thing. And I want to use that to branch off into a separate discussion about maintaining that thankful attitude through these tough times. And another thing, while I was waiting for you to get logged in on this, I was watching NBC Nightly News, right? And I was like, there was a point where I was like, dear God, man. It was like the Walmart mass shooting last night, followed by uh the one that happened at the marijuana facility in Oklahoma,
Hmm.
uh, bombing in Jerusalem, like all this stuff. And I'm like, God. And I'm not one of those people. Obviously, I worked in the news, so I know it's not like this. But I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the news just shares the bad stuff all the time. Because I've also, as a consumer, watched it enough where I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but there are days like this where there's just a bunch of terrible crap to talk about, unfortunately. Um, and so I think it's important to maintain that positive and thankful outlook through those times and really not let those affect you
Yeah.
more than they should, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you want to be in that good headspace. And so I think there are tons of effective ways to kind of do that, to kind of keep you in that thought process, because it's it's something that I remember hearing when I was younger, right? Of like you know, it can always get worse. I mean, it sounds kind of terrible, but it's like you have to. It helps you kind of put things into perspective.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, what would you say? What advice would you give, I guess, about maintaining a positive outlook, um, through all of that way? And one way too, I would say it kind of loops back on itself because stating the things that you're thankful for is a way to be thankful
Yep.
and is a way to be positive, right?
Yep.
But what else would you say?
I think what else or what I would say also is, just kind of remember the little wins, because I feel like that's one of the biggest things, right? Because um it's so easy to lose perspective of your little wins, which are also all the things that you can be thankful for, right? Because all of those, it really and truly, when you really think about it and add it up, they become big wins, right? It's something that I've had to consistently remind myself of at work. It's something that my managers have told me about, right? They've always told me, hey, you kind of undersell yourself sometimes because
Sure.
you forgot about this, and in my brain, right, it's less of me not thinking about those and more of me focusing on all the negatives, right? Like, oh,
Yep.
I didn't do this or I didn't do that, or oh, I was just doing my job or something similar to that, where in all reality it's like, no, you have consistently did this and this. You just don't see those, right? Our brain is kind of in some ways wired to search out the negative more than it is to remember the positive. And so um, I find like sometimes just writing that stuff down helps me out, right? Writing those small wins or those things that I'm thankful for. Oh, wait, I did accomplish this. Oh, wait, I did do this, have
Mhm.
helped me out. Like, I know for career wise, right, that's been one of the things that I've been trying to strive for myself, right? Um, Even though I may not be like in the, um, trying to leave or move jobs, but just updating my resume on things that I have accomplished within my job has helped me tremendously about that, right?
Mhm.
And the only reason why I'm using like job stuff as a example is because that's something that uh, I guess is really in my headspace right now. But um, But I mean, you can do that with everything, right? You can do that with everything and anything that you are working on. So I think that's probably one of the biggest ones is remembering those small wins and
Yeah.
if need be, writing them down. So that way you can always go back and think about it.
Yeah. Um, and I know that's something that is taught a lot, really, you know. I think that is a good way to expand your thankfulness. I would also add, really, this is such a radical thought process for me. But is something that we listened to that Nothing More album because they continue to use sound bites from the philosopher Alan Watts, right? And his philosophy is really, in large ways, many ways, based in theology.
Hmm.
And um, one thing that he said in one of the clips that they used is it was really two parts. It was kind of split up, but one part was talking about that what happened in the past didn't create your present. Your present is creating your present. Right now is right now. The past doesn't matter. And he equated it to the wake of a ship. You know, it goes out like this until eventually it fades away and disappears, and there's no evidence that that ship was ever there,
Hmm.
right? And so if you understand that your present is creating your present, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what comes next. It doesn't matter what happened before. That you're always in control. You
Yep.
always are in power of uh of your well-being, you know,
Hmm.
and and your situations too. And then the other part of that was really talking about letting go, because you're trying to keep yourself stitched together almost because you're protecting yourself from any negative things that could happen in the world.
Hmm.
Um, so letting yourself go with the faith that you'll return back in one piece because bad things are going to happen no matter if you have that wall up or not, you know.
Yep.
And so that's not going to have any impact on it, and that ties back into the being understanding that all of the decisions that impact your thoughts like that are made in the present, you know, or that impact your circumstances in life are made in the present, right? And so
Hmm.
I just think that those things it really is just very different to understand because that's not how we're built, right? Like culturally, that is not how we're wired to not remember the past and not bring it up all the time and really just let ourselves go rather than trying to have this persona. I think especially in the social media age, right, where we have to
Hmm.
convey this certain appearance or look or whatever, um, being able to let yourself go and trust that whatever happens you'll return back in one piece. You know, I think it's
Yeah.
so counterculture, it's hard to remember, right?
Yeah. Exactly. It
Yeah.
is. It is. It's extremely hard to remember. It's because you feel like you always need to be in control. You always need to be like the one who is staying on top of that. And you know, in reality, there's a point of like you have to just let go, like you said, and be there. Be there, always there. So that way, at that point, you will find that you're kind of in a better state.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I used to do martial arts, right? Um, my sensei would always tell me that she would say like you do really well when you don't think. It-
Yep.
but she was essentially saying that is like you are slowing yourself down by consistently thinking about what you did wrong the last time you did it, or consistently thinking about every move that you've already made, when in
Yep.
truth, if you are there, if you are present, if you're always going, you do not there is no slowdown, there is no um, processing that you're doing. You can be 10 times faster and even smoother sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's just being always there and present. Um, so yeah, I think that's great advice. One other thing that I wanted to mention too, um, and it kind of goes, at least for me, right? So and I know you're this way as well, but I'm a Christian, so one of my biggest things is always um having that time to kind of pray to God, right? Because within that prayer, I find that I it helps me remember the things that I am thankful for throughout that
Yeah.
whole process, right? And so um that is something that has always helped me kind of put things back into perspective. Um, just being able to talk to God and say, like, hey, I may be going through these things, but I remember that there is this, this, and this. And I remember
Mm.
you've helped me out through this, this, and this. So I think that's another way that can be incredibly helpful to um, keep you ever present, but also just kind of like in that good, thankful attitude.
Yeah. I completely agree, man. I would absolutely echo those remarks as well. Just, you know, whether it's the last thing I do before I go to bed or the first thing I do when I wake up, both just spending that time in prayer. There's an extra addition of prayer that I think, and it's really that there's added meditation in that, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but I think if you look biblically, um, I'm really having trouble with my words today, man. um, if you look at that, they're one and the same, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's spelled out very clearly that they're one and the same. So, um, I think it is a powerful tool, and you're getting to speak directly to the creator as well. So, yeah, I would agree with that. In addition to not overthinking, I mean, I think that there's an extra piece of that as well, uh,
Hmm.
and that is being so good at your craft that you don't even think about it. You just do it, right? You're
Yep.
so well practiced. Um, that was something that I actually learned about myself. Probably the first full band gig we had post album release,
Hmm.
that I mean, I could play all the parts. I didn't mess up in that way, but I was having to think about it, right? Because it's so much easier to show up for practice without your full setup. You just show up with an amp, plug right in, rather than having your pedal board and all this kind of stuff. And so anyway, I'm just using this as an analogy because I know everybody finds themselves in a situation like this. But what I started doing was bringing my full setup to every practice, and it's a pain to lug all of that around,
Yeah.
but it really allowed me to envision what I would be doing on stage when it was on, right? When people are
Hmm.
watching and they want to be entertained, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that that's a crucial step for people to take, is just be as good at your craft, whatever that is, as you can be. It doesn't have to even be performing or anything crazy. It just, if you're trying to be a good stay-at-home mom, be the best stay-at-home mom you can be. Understand how
Hmm.
that is. You're not even thinking about it. You're just doing it, right?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, no, I think that that's good advice, man. But um, there's a lot to be thankful for, and really, I'm thankful for these discussions that we have.
Yeah.
Um, I think that they're very insightful. They make me think in a different way. Hopefully, they make all of you think in a different way as well. I know they're very, very enlightening to me. Man, yeah, I don't know. So I also want to say, oh, sorry, you were going to say something, man. You go ahead first.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I think our discussions are great, and I think it's it's something that's kind of hard to come by. I find sometimes it's one of those things where, because I mean, you're not gonna have like these kind of deep dive discussions, right, with your coworkers. I mean, sure you can. I mean, I feel like we've done it plenty of times, especially when we were younger,
Yeah.
but
It was. Yeah.
yeah. But those were different times and stuff. But but I think it is really good to kind of have these kind of discussions in form or fashion, because I think it helps you kind of really open up a little bit more than what you normally would do on a day-to-day basis. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would encourage everybody to give that a shot as well. Be open and have open and honest discussions like that. So, yeah, man. I know that we kind of, I mean, if you think back, we started this podcast because everybody was so busy talking. They weren't really slowing down to have long form discussions. So,
yeah,
uh,
exactly, exactly.
then the world, what is interesting, we talked about this when the pandemic happened, that the world did slow down, obviously. So our podcast did better on the audio side of things than it ever had done in 2020.
Yep, yep.
um Shortly after that is when we started doing Facebook live streaming, but still it was interesting because people did slow down and then they did start having longer form discussions. In my perception, that hasn't really changed. It's almost been like a thing that's continued, I would say,
Yeah, yeah, I'd say
Uh,
so.
yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's all about perspective, I suppose, but it does seem like, uh, yeah, people have taken what they learned through the pandemic and kept that going. So, yeah, man. Do you have anything else you wanted to add on this?
You know, I don't think I have anything else that I want to add on it. I think it's just it's that time of year, man. I guess you know what? The other thing that I did want to add is, of course, for our audio listeners, it's going to be a little bit different because those deals have passed. Although, hey, you might be able to get in on some Cyber Monday deals. So go ahead and jump into those.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are participating in Black Friday, which I feel like has changed so much over the
Oh yeah.
past few years.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are going to go out and start shopping and stuff like that, please, be careful, be safe. um, Sometimes those deals just aren't as good as you would expect. Some I've
Exactly.
actually seen sometimes that the deals are about the same as they were 2 weeks before they
Yeah.
started ramping up all the Black Friday stuff. But
Yep.
um, but I just want everybody to kind of be safe about that, and enjoy the holidays, enjoy the time with your family. I mean, I think it's so important. Even if you're not able to say, um, spend that time with like your immediate family or whatever like that.
Mhm.
It's perfectly fine to spend that time with your significant other, and it's just you guys. Or even if you're able to spend time um, with your friends,
Yep.
and have like a friendsgiving, right? I just a few days ago we had our friendsgiving, which was really really fun.
Yeah.
We did like a murder mystery type deal, which was really fun, kind of a new spin on Thanksgiving, right? But um, doing that helps you kind of really come together and remember, um, the wonders of what you have around you and what you have in general. So
That is absolutely the case. The past week that I spent down there in Dallas with you, uh, seeing all the people that I was able to see, it really does. That's probably the most effective way to really put into perspective what you have to be thankful for, and that is the people around you.
hmm
Whatever that looks like, everybody has somebody, right? And
yep.
just taking quality time with those people, that will give you that perspective that we all yearn for, right? So yeah, I think that was a great add-on. I will also say too, when I was down in Dallas, I went to the Galleria twice to get my. I was getting my phone worked on because we don't have Apple stores in Kansas, and
Which is crazy, man. It's crazy.
I know. So I was like, okay, I'll get that taken care of. they had Black Friday deals before I even got in there. I mean, it had to have probably been a couple weeks before I even got
Mhm.
it. So it was like the whole month of November. But people are like, oh, you always dress in that rock and roll style. Well, I go to American Eagle, okay? So
Mhm.
if you're gonna trash on American Eagle, that's where you can look like a rock and roll person, okay? So like, I went in there and they were like, buy two or buy one, get another 50% off of equal or lesser value. Yeah, I don't know where that deal went because it wasn't there. I don't even know. I was like, well, damn it, there's not another American Eagle around here. So up in Kansas, I don't even know where I go find American Eagle. So I'm like, I think we have it. I just don't know where it is. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just buy these pants because they look dope and I need them. And it was like 150 bucks for three pants, dude. But they look fly though, and man, those pants last a long time. So
Yeah, I do.
shout out to, shout out to American Eagle. I
Not
need the
sponsored.
I need the advert money. Ae, where you at? Um,
Exactly.
yeah, we
We'll
need to
start
keep this.
repping your brand.
Yeah, we need to keep this podcast afloat, man. No, this was a good discussion. I appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to have it. And thank you guys for jumping on the podcast with us too. I am just now realizing that despite full screen mode, which I've had this in for a while, uh, saying that it would show me the chat, it in fact has not shown me the chat. So I apologize. Let me reply here. So Aaron jumped in the comments.
Mhm.
He said, "Hey, I just wanted to throw out something I think about from what you said about God providing. I like to be thankful for the things in the future, knowing it's not all going to be bad, even if you're in a rough time. I'm thankful for the blessings I know God is going to provide me in the future, bro. That's a great, it's a great addition, and I would add that to the thing I was mentioning. That's just hard to do. It's just difficult. In that you're praying for the unknown, but
Mhm.
that is it kind of coincides with that thing I mentioned, right? Of like you're letting yourself go in the faith that you'll return back in one piece. Well, this is like that. You're putting your wants, your hopes, your desires out there in the faith that a higher power will fulfill that for you, right? Whatever
Mhm.
that is. Um, we recently saw something like that pertaining to health in my family uh, come true, right? Whereas logically it wouldn't have. So
Mhm.
that is such a good point, a good addition, Aaron. I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, yeah, he said, give me those tickets, bro. Yeah, I got you. Right here. I'll do a shameless plug. If you're in the Wichita area and you want to come see a band in Kansas, the cover band that plays 2000s alternative rock that I happen to be in, we will be playing at Temple Live, one of the finest downtown establishments. Actually, it's not even a downtown establishment. It's a concert venue, full-fledged concert venue, and a national touring band called That Arena Rock Show will be playing 80s hair metal and arena rock cover songs. I have in my hands free tickets. All you gotta do is DM me or DM the podcast page. Um, by the time you're listening to this on the audio platform, it already passed, but it came up in the chat, so I had to mention it. These tickets are completely free, no questions asked, uh, and it's in the nice theater part of the venue as well, so it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, Aaron, as for you, man, just come see me on Saturday and text me when you're there. I'll come get you the tickets. But yeah, again, I think that was a great addition uh, to
Yeah.
the discussion overall, and really, man, I mean, it's one of the reasons I like to keep you around as a bro, man. For real, Aaron.
Just
It
one
really
of them, right?
one of them, yeah, one of them for sure. Is the discussions we can have about faith, um, and it's getting off the rails, man. It's getting off the rails real quick. Trying to juke out your camera, bro.
Hey man, I'm just trying to get it recentered. It likes to zoom in on my pretty face. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sure that it doesn't have the mic in the way. And I don't want to move it out the way so that way,
Right.
I provide more distance between my voice and my microphone. So,
Yeah. Right, I get that. That makes sense. That makes complete sense.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, man, I think we had a good discussion on this. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for jumping on the discussion with us as well. Um, and we hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Um, whether it's with family or friends or your significant other, like Denison mentioned. Um, just taking the time to relax, eat good food, and of course, if you're like me, watching the Dallas Cowboys. Um, well, we hope that you, no, man, it's good stuff. So, we hope you guys enjoy it. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this audio, we hope that you had a happy Thanksgiving, and we will catch up with you real soon. Next week.